It's surprisingly common to hear people say, "We use Docker," when they actually mean they use Kubernetes, or the other way around. The two names get tangled up in conversation constantly, and for good reason. They're almost always mentioned in the same breath. But there's a quiet question that sits underneath that confusion. If both are about containers, what is actually the difference? And more importantly, which one do we actually need? By the end of this, the distinction won't just be clear. We'll understand exactly what each tool does, why they're often confused, and most importantly, why they work best when used together. We'll walk away with 3 concrete takeaways. First, what Docker actually is and what problem it solves. Second, what Kubernetes actually is and what problem it solves. And third, how to think about them as complementary pieces of a larger system rather than competing technologies. So let's start with Docker. Imagine we're moving to a new city. We have all our belongings, furniture, boxes, kitchenware, everything. But instead of packing them loosely into the back of a truck, we pack them into standardized shipping containers. Each container holds a specific set of items, everything is clearly labeled, and importantly, each container is completely self-contained. The contents don't leak out, and nothing from the outside gets in. Once a container is packed, we can move it anywhere, onto a truck, onto a train, onto a ship, and everything inside stays exactly as we packed it. That's Docker. Docker is a containerization engine. It takes our application, along with all of its dependencies, libraries, configuration files, and everything else it needs to run, and packages it into a portable unit called a container image. That image is like our packed shipping container. It's standardized, it's self-contained, and it can run on any machine that has Docker installed, exactly the same way, every single time. Before Docker, if we wrote an application on our laptop and then tried to run it on a server, we'd often run into the classic, "It works on my machine" problem. Different operating systems, different library versions, different environment variables, all sorts of things could break. Docker solves that by bundling everything the application needs into that single, portable container. The application doesn't care what operating system the host machine is running, as long as Docker is there to run the container. We can run a single container with Docker run. We can run multiple containers on the same machine. We can even use Docker Compose to define and run multi-container applications, all on a single host. Docker gives us the ability to build, package, and run containers. It's the engine that makes containerization possible. Now, here's where the confusion often starts. Docker is great for running containers on one machine. But what happens when we have dozens, or hundreds, or thousands of containers running across many different machines? What happens when a container fails and needs to be restarted? What happens when traffic spikes and we need more copies of our application running to handle the load? What happens when we need to roll out a new version of our application without any downtime? Docker on its own doesn't solve these problems. Docker Compose doesn't solve these problems. And that's where Kubernetes comes in. So we have all these shipping containers, our Docker containers, and we need to move them around a massive global port. We need to decide which ship each container goes on. We need to make sure there are enough ships to handle the volume. If a ship sinks, we need to automatically reroute its containers to another ship. We need to scale up the number of ships during peak season and scale them down when things are quiet. We need to do all of this automatically, without a human standing at the port with a clipboard trying to figure out where everything should go. That's Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a container orchestration platform. It deploys containers, scales them, and manages their lifecycle across a cluster of machines. If Docker is the containerization engine that builds and runs individual containers, Kubernetes is the system that manages and orchestrates those containers at scale. Where Docker thinks in terms of individual containers, Kubernetes thinks in terms of pods, which are groups of one or more containers that are deployed together on the same machine. Where Docker requires us to manually scale containers by running more Docker run commands, Kubernetes can automatically scale based on CPU usage, memory, or custom metrics using the horizontal pod autoscaler. Where Docker doesn't have built-in high availability, Kubernetes has self-healing capabilities. If a container fails, Kubernetes automatically restarts it or replaces it. Kubernetes gives us a declarative way to describe what our application should look like. We tell Kubernetes, I want 5 replicas of this container running at all times. And Kubernetes makes it happen. We tell Kubernetes, roll out this new version gradually, and if anything goes wrong, roll back. And Kubernetes handles the rolling update. We tell Kubernetes, route traffic to these containers based on this rule. And Kubernetes manages the networking. If this is making sense so far, a like or subscribe helps the channel a lot. Now back to it. One of the most common misconceptions is that Docker and Kubernetes are alternatives, that we have to choose one or the other. That's not quite right. The more accurate framing is that they operate at different layers of the stack and solve different problems. Docker builds and runs containers on a single host. Kubernetes schedules and manages containers across many hosts. Let's put them side by side. First, the basic unit of operation. Docker works with individual containers. Kubernetes works with pods, which can contain one or more containers. Second, scaling. With Docker, scaling is manual. We run more containers ourselves. With Kubernetes, scaling is automatic. The platform handles it for us. Third, high availability. Docker doesn't provide this natively. If a container crashes, it stays crashed until we restart it. Kubernetes has built-in self-healing through replica sets and other controllers. Fourth, networking. Docker provides simple bridge networking for containers on the same host. Kubernetes provides service discovery, load balancing, ingress controllers, and network policies for complex multi-host environments. It's also worth addressing a common point of confusion. The relationship between Docker and Kubernetes has evolved. Since Kubernetes version 1.24, which was released in May 2022, Kubernetes no longer uses Docker directly as its container runtime. The Docker shim component was removed. Instead, Kubernetes uses container runtimes that conform to the Container Runtime Interface, or CRI. In 2026, Containered version 1.7 and above is the default runtime on most Kubernetes distributions, including Amazon EKS, Google GKE, and Azure AKS. But here's the important part. This doesn't mean Docker and Kubernetes are no longer compatible. The container images we build with Docker use the Open Container Initiative, or OCI, format, which is a standard. Kubernetes can run any OCI-compliant container image, regardless, it was built with Docker or another tool. The only thing that changed is that the Docker daemon is no longer needed on the Kubernetes cluster nodes. We can still build our images with Docker on our development machine and deploy them to a Kubernetes cluster. In fact, Docker Desktop includes a built-in Kubernetes environment specifically for this workflow. We can develop locally with Docker and then deploy to a local Kubernetes cluster for testing before moving to production. So how do Docker and Kubernetes work together in practice? We use Docker to build our container images during development. We might use Docker Compose for local testing of multi-service applications. Then, when we're ready for production, we push those images to a container registry and deploy them to a Kubernetes cluster. Kubernetes pulls those images and runs them across the cluster, handling scaling, load balancing, and self-healing automatically. They're not rivals. They're partners in a cloud-native stack. The core insight is this. Docker is about packaging and running containers. Kubernetes is about orchestrating containers at scale. Docker answers the question, how do I bundle my application so it runs anywhere? Kubernetes answers the question, how do I run hundreds of these bundles reliably in production? One is about the container itself. The other is about the fleet of containers. And in most real-world scenarios, we need both. That covers Docker versus Kubernetes. If something's unclear or I missed a detail, drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching.